choose our socks for success in all endeavors. Fortunes rises from the heel, and good luck for life.
Good morning. Today is Wednesday, October 2nd, 2024. Today in history, on this day 147 years ago, British chemist Frederick Soddy was born. He proposed the isotope hypothesis and discovered the displacement law of radioactive elements, laying the foundation for radiochemistry and nuclear physics. He won the Nobel Prize in Chemistry in 1921. Welcome to today's Qingzhao Morning News. Let's start with political updates.
UK PM Starmer involved in donation scandal. Since December 2019, British Prime Minister Starmer has declared gifts and benefits exceeding £100,000. He has also faced scrutiny for accepting donations from Labour Party donors, including media entrepreneur Ollie, former chairman of ASOS, who bought him work clothes worth £12,000, paid £20,000 for accommodation, and covered £2,485 for glasses. Starmer confirmed that his wife accepted £5,000 worth of clothing from Ollie during London Fashion Week, but these were not included in his declared gifts. Starmer has faced criticism for accepting significant gifts while the UK government plans to cut winter energy subsidies for pensioners. A Tory spokesperson noted that Starmer and his team received tens of thousands of pounds in free clothing while millions of pensioners will endure a cold winter. In response, Starmer, Deputy Prime Minister Rayner, and Chancellor of the Exchequer Reeves announced they will no longer accept clothing gifts. Thai king signs same-sex marriage law. On September 24, King Vajiralongkorn of Thailand signed a same-sex marriage law, making Thailand the first country in Southeast Asia to recognize such unions. The new law will take effect within 120 days, allowing Thailand's first same-sex wedding as early as January next year. The law replaces gender-specific terms in the marriage law with gender-neutral terms, changing man and woman to individuals and husband and wife to spouse. It grants same-sex marriage partners the same rights as heterosexual couples, including tax benefits, inheritance rights, and child adoption. The legal marriage age for same-sex couples is set at a minimum of 18, the same as for heterosexual marriages. Commander of Hezbollah killed in Beirut airstrike. The Israeli military stated it killed Hezbollah missile and rocket force commander Ibrahim Mohammed Kabisi in an airstrike in Beirut. Kabisi joined Hezbollah in the 1980s and held key military positions. He was responsible for launching missiles at Israeli civilians. The situation in Lebanon and Israel has raised international concerns. United Nations Secretary-General Guterres expressed shock at the escalation of tensions near the Blue Line on the Israel-Lebanon border, resulting in numerous casualties. He called for immediate de-escalation and urged all parties to protect civilians and civilian infrastructure while seeking a diplomatic solution. Geely plans car assembly plant in Vietnam. Chinese automaker Geely announced on September 24 that it will form a joint venture with Hanoi-based Tosca Joint Stock Company to establish a factory in Vietnam with an annual output of 75,000 vehicles, primarily for vehicle assembly. The total investment is estimated at approximately $168 million, with Geely contributing 36% and the remainder from Tosca. Additionally, Geely will invest in developing a supply chain system in Vietnam and establish an automobile research and development center. White House says thousands of youth gun transactions blocked. The White House announced that the FBI has conducted over 300,000 enhanced background checks on individuals under 21 under the Bipartisan Safe Communities Act signed by President Biden in June 2022. More than 3,500 transactions were rejected, with nearly 900 blocked due to enhanced checks. Background checks on individuals convicted of domestic violence have prevented over 4,600 gun sales this year. According to the Gun Violence Archive, homicides have dropped 17% during this period, and mass shootings are down 20% from last year, reaching the lowest level since 2019. Malaysia's NGO urges EU to classify Sarawak as high-risk logging area. Several environmental organizations in Malaysia have urged the European Union to classify Sarawak, East Malaysia, as a high-risk area under the Zero Deforestation Law set to take effect on December 30. The Sarawak government plans to convert hundreds of thousands of hectares of forest into timber plantations, issuing land leases to private companies without protective measures. Under the EU's zero deforestation regulations, agricultural products produced on deforested land after December 2020, including coffee, cocoa, soybeans, timber, and palm oil, cannot be exported to the European market. If Sarawak is designated a high-risk area, it would lead to stricter scrutiny of local commodities, potentially impacting Malaysian exports. China to build wireless network on the Moon. On September 24, the China National Space Administration announced that following the Chang'e-6 mission, China will launch 2 missions to support an international lunar scientific research station. The Lunar Exploration Station is scheduled for launch in 2026, with Chang'e-7 set for 2028 and Chang'e-8 planned for around the same time. The deputy director of the administration stated that Chang'e-7 will survey the lunar South Pole's environment and resources, while Chang'e-8 will focus on verifying in situ lunar resource utilization technologies and establishing communication capabilities. A wireless network will be set up on the Moon, and scientists will also investigate the feasibility of using lunar soil for growing vegetables.
Recently, domestic and foreign copper prices have reached historically high levels, with London copper closing at $9,683 per ton and the main Shanghai copper contract closing at 76,760 yuan per ton. That's all for today's Qingchao Morning News. Thanks for watching. Join us at the same time tomorrow.